Alright, making sure I'm recording. So, we're putting the jug back on tonight, and I'll move this from the stationary position I have right now. So, as you can see, like I explained before, unplug for a minute. So I got the first ring in, I got the top compression ring in. I wanted to get it on before I started the video, but in case I ran into troubles, I didn't want to look like a fool, but it popped right in. So, and as you can see, I've got a piece of 3/4 inch hardwood flooring, has braces both on this side and the back side. My piston rings are in position where I want them to be. This one slid a little bit. I'll adjust it as I put it together. But because of the bevel edge, last time I did this I used a ring compressor and I shot it down through the top. That was a little difficult, but I was able to get it, this far down outside of the jug so I could put the pin on the connecting rod when I had this thing mounted to the engine, because I just did the top half. So I'm going to wrestle with this as I record. It's going to be a side view, but if you watch my fingers and hands, I'll be pinching the rings in and manipulating this down over it, and then once it's on, I'll pull the boards out, push it all the way rest down. I still got to get the gaskets on for the valve covers, which is, I have them right here ready to go in the bag. And I'm getting dirt on my white paint. I'm not happy about that. Anyway, so excuse my fingers as I set this back up. I think I got enough battery to where it's not going to create a problem. So it's a little higher than I want, but I got it right where the piston is. So here we go with number 2 compression ring. And of course, I put some water bottle after I dried the water out of it, of course. In a water bottle, just, so I got more control pouring the oil. And I wiped it down on the inside with a paper towel. Poured a liberal amount in there. Same with the piston. It's nice stuck on the piston, so that's cool. So all is good, and I'm going to continue on. I'm compressing this. It's going in nicely. And once it's in, slide down. Get a portion of it slide down at least. It's moving a little bit, but I don't want it to. There we go. Piston's coming down a little bit. There we go. That's on. Yep. And now it's just an oil ring. Press that in. That's going on nice. Watch this be a little bit more difficult than I want it to be. I got it halfway on one side. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to stress the rings or bend them. And sometimes you might have to use a little bit of persuasion because they're so skinny. I wish I had an extra pair of strong glasses, but I'm using a very thin screwdriver on this side just to push it in a little bit. And that seemed to have worked. Yep. There we go. Going down. And the bottom ring is being a little difficult, but I can promise you it's not as difficult as the first time I did this. There we go. What's the trick? And looks like there's a piece in the rear. There is. It's right at the bevel, so. It's there. Just being a little stubborn. There it goes. Okay, we're on. And that is how you get a jug on a Gravely piston. This applies for any Gravely motor. That's the L series. This is an L8. It's a 7.6 horsepower. So that's how it goes. Real simple. And you notice I got the exhaust on the exhaust side of the motor. You know, that's why I painted them differently, just in case I wasn't paying thorough attention to what I was supposed to be doing and messed up. So now I'm getting the gaskets out for this. Now these have an adhesive back on them, and last time I did them I put the adhesive back all the way up on here. I don't know if it's going to stick all that well. It didn't last time, so that's what I'm doing right now. And then I will push this all the way back on. I got to remove the. Yeah. It's on.
Enjoy a treat from DQ today with drive-through or takeout options from your DQ. If there's one thing the class of 2020's learned,
And then the next.
it's the unexpected. So to help you on that journey, iHeartRadio is launching Commencement, a new podcast.
Next side, intake side.
Commencement is in partnership with the 2020 census, which gives you the opportunity.
If you got oil on your fingers, make sure you dry your hands. I think I've shown in other videos that I've got paper towels out here. I don't like the way this thing's looking. It's stuck, it's there, so I'm going to push it down a little bit more. It's sliding real nice. So I'm going to pull the boards. Pull this one first, because that's the shorter one. Pull this one. Make sure you don't damage your gasket. And boom, we are in. The only thing I got to do is I don't have anything to crank it with because I didn't put the crank bolts back on. Silly me, right? But yeah, I want to be able to turn this over, and I got to move the piece from another engine, the chuck key that goes on the crankshaft end. But as far as this, yeah, we're in there. And as a local business, we're invested in driving the economy forward and creating security for our employees. We recognize that homeowners gaskets in, and got to draw it a little bit. But yeah, I put the chuck key down, and as you can see, my workbench is a little dirty. But I've got to put the flywheel on here, which is right there. I got to clean that up. I'm going to paint it too. I think I'll paint it white. But anyway, there's some paint residue on there. But I want to be able to turn this and get that oil moving around. So, but that's just the that's how you put a jug on a Gravely, and then you can see, you know, I got a little bit of a gap, you know, and that's because it's a little cocked down inside here. Draw it up with a nut, and but before I do that, I want to be able to make sure I can turn this. So anyway, it's looking good. So I appreciate you all watching. You all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.